Paimon remembers everything. Should we instead say good morning, Lesser Lord Kusanali? Hey, what's wrong, Nahida? You don't look
I'm afraid that what you're thinking right now is correct.
Dunyarzad?
The real Dunyarzad's consciousness has indeed disappeared. It can no longer endure the constant dream harvesting.
Paimon can't believe it. Wait, so what about—
She's actually something like a puppet, but not completely. The real Dunyarzad's consciousness could no longer keep playing her role in this dream. So another Dunyarzad appeared to replace her in the dream.
But personality-wise, she's—
Puppets are stiff. You know, speaking of which—
Dunyarzad truly believed that she met you within her consciousness. And it was you who inspired her. So you do remember her after all.
Yes. Back then, her family was overly protective of her. No one cared about her personality or thoughts. It was as if she only lived to stall her Elazar. I just gave her a little wisdom so she could look at life in a new way. So that she could be her own person. But even so, she's still far from it. I'm still a long way. I couldn't even save her.
Please don't beat yourself up over it, Nahida. It's the sage's fault, and theirs alone.
I'm not beating myself up. All I did was to rationally observe the distance between myself and a real Archon.
Don't be like that, Nahida. Even real Archons are still allowed to be sad.
To prevent more tragedies like this, we must end the samsara as soon as possible.
Great, but how do we do that?
Although the Sub-Zero's festival dream is under the Akasha's control, only humans can dream. Even the Akasha is unable to create them. That means this dream belongs to a host who created it.
Huh? So, how should we find that person?
Well, if this is someone's dream, then everything here must come from deep within their consciousness. Which means, with the power of imagination, they can change anything in this dream.
Imagination? What do you mean by that?
Imagination means breaking through what you perceive as normal. Like when a server at a tavern brings a plate to you, you'd naturally assume that food is on it. However, if you're the dream's host and you become aware that you're dreaming, when you imagine gold and more on the plate, the dream will respond in kind, and the server really will bring you gold and mora. But right now, our host is unaware that this is a dream. No matter how many times they're served, it will always be food. Find some way to—
How are we going to and even if we did find, after all, like you said—
It's extremely difficult. As for me—
Out of town? Or you go—
Yes. Hurry and go. Dreams are supposed to be fantastical, romantic, and full of pleasant surprises. Unnecessary things like this samsara need to end.
Paimon's still a little upset that we've come this— She was such a good person. Yeah. But we mustn't lose hope. Paimon's wondering, do you think the sages— Huh. That's true. Plus, the sages— So, who do you think the host— Oh, that would make sense. Ferris, the Knight of Flowers, is a symbol of the— Let's go ask him some—
You're back. You left in a hurry last time. Is everything okay?
Everything's fine. Just, it's a little hard to explain. Would you mind taking part in a little experiment with us?
An experiment? That came out of nowhere. I'm listening, though. What do you need me to do?
Could you make a wish?
You want me to make a wish? Is that a new Sub-Zero's festival tradition or something?
Less questions, more wishing! Okay. My wish. Okay. I'm a little nervous saying this out loud, but I want Miss Dunyarzad to be happy. Oh.
I noticed earlier that she looked a bit down, and she just doesn't seem like... I've also wondered if the reason she asked me to be fairest knight of...
So...
When she placed the hat of the Knight of Flowers onto my head, what she didn't realize was that I'm not that interested in how everyone else feels. Okay, yeah, that was a bit much. Okay, I'm ready to make my wish. I would like Miss Dunyarzad to appear in front of me right now with a smile on her face. Here goes.
Please come true.
I'm gonna open my eye. Oh! You're...
What?
Faki? Sorry, but only one portion of Yelda candies per person. Back home? Nice try, you two.
Guess he isn't the host of this stream after all. Should have expected it wouldn't be this easy. It seems like everyone who knows Dunyarzad loves her. But none of them has...
My lady.
That sounds like Dia! Oh, right. Huh? But Dia can handle them! Hey, Traveler!
Oh, it's you. Great timing. Please take... Hey, this is my job. The homie Yanni's pay me, not you. Fine. Anyway, watch yourself.
So you got yourself some...
Terra Smash! Come on! You coward!
Cool it! Freeze!
This moment will be frozen in time.
Cool it!
Terra Smash! No more tricks up your sleeve! I'll be back!
Dodge this! What's the...
You're toast!
To dust!
What's the hurry?
Take that!
Cool it! Dodge this!
I'll be back.
Traveler, were you just taking your anger out on those guys? You and Nahida both. Oh, And speaking of her, remember how during the first Sub-Zero's festival, before the she said it was because she had forgotten something. Okay, so Paimon's memory is working so far. Anyway, Paimon also remembers that she is staying somewhere around here. Yeah, even if it's only... This is the place! It's rude to end... Hey, the windows are unlocked! Okay, Paimon's gonna... This was only a temporary residence, so should we open? Wow. Junior, even though she was also busy preparing for... She must have wanted to give this if we hadn't found this book. But now that we know... Hey! Where are you off to now? It's Dunyarzad's puppet. Traveler? You must be exhausted. Come to think of it, we've been stuck in this place for a really, really long time. Heck, even the last time we were chatting happily with Dunyarzad feels like an eternity ago. Paimon still remembers when we were sitting here, and the way her eyes sparkle.
There will always be frustrations in life.
That was what the real Dunyarzad said, wasn't it? Does that mean...
Yes, Traveler.
Oh, so she's still just a puppet. But just now, what? Where are we going this time?
If you continue to resist, we will have to order an investigation into every single event organizer. The Grand Sage has already granted you...
Oh. Traveler? You don't...
Traveler?
Traveler? What the heck are you doing? If you get a... Wait, they're not reacting. Have they been scared stiff? Oh, of course! If this is the Sage's plan, they... So they're just...
What is this? What happened to the Grand Sage and his entourage?
Like I said, they symbolize the goddess of flowers.
Yes. The Greater Lord brought forth new Padissaras in memory of...
That beautiful shade of purple. Aren't these flowers real Padissaras?
But didn't you just say all the real flowers went extinct after the goddess?
Yeah. What's going... huh? You guys are acting... Hey!
They disappeared! So Nilu's the host. What if the purple Padissaras don't exist in the real world anymore? It's just like the example Nahida told us. People are... So when you saw the flowers, but if we want to end the Sims, how should we make Nilu...
Am I dreaming?
Huh?
So I'm right.
Wrong guess, but you aren't completely wrong either. As far as you know, people in Sumeria...
Yeah, but have you heard the tale of the first sage? To prevent a calamity, he went on a journey to find the Dendro Archon.
Ooh, sounds familiar. Dunyarzad told us...
Yep, but in the part you heard, he hadn't. His piety and wisdom were acknowledged by the Dendro Archon. All kinds of spectacular scenes appeared in front of the first sage, as if all the knowledge in the world was being painted onto a canvas right before him. He was captivated. After who knows how long, he mastered all. Afterward, he said to the Dendro Archon, "I miss my..." The Dendro Archon smiled. Then his wife lying next to him said, "You're off to search for the Dendro Archon today, aren't..." In the end, the first sage took care of many disasters in Sumeria.
So, the first sage was dreaming ever since the beginning?
Yes. But his faith and determination were conveyed to the Dendro Archon.
Paimon understands where you're coming from now. That's a really interesting connection. But we really got...
I see. Well, it just so happens that today's Sub-Zero's festival is almost over, too. Since we're in a dream, let's make this final dance of Sub-Zero's as beautiful as we can. The wait is over, everyone. I dedicate this to our god, the dance of Sub-Zero's.
I'd be lying if I said I had no regrets. I would have loved to see Nilu's dance.
Traveler. Oh, Paimon feels like she's been asleep for the long... Paimon's head feels... Paimon thinks it would... The Sub-Zero's best... Have we finally escaped from the Sub-Zero's? Quick! Take off your Akasha terminal! She's not in her room. What Huh? What?
Well done, Traveler and Paimon. And thank you, Dunyarzad, for organizing the Sub-Zero's festival.
I'm sorry, who?
Dunyarzad!
Oh, Traveler Paimon. I just had a dream.
You're actually Nahida, aren't you? Paimon felt like Catherine was acting weird when we met at the Sub-Zero's festival. And Dunyarzad.
It's a really long story. We shouldn't disturb her. Her consciousness is still weakened. Let's chat somewhere else.
What's going on?
It's actually...
Oh?
Dunyarzad first. It's such a relief that
After we parted on the last day of the Sub-Zero's festival, among the countless dreams, I found one that was growing fainter and fainter. Once Dunyarzad could no longer bear the Akasha harvesting her dreams, her consciousness, such a small fragment of consciousness, can't last for very long though. Where both will gradually fade until they come. I used all the power I had to keep her dying dream alive as long as possible. But it still wouldn't have lasted for much.
So it looks like we did manage to save Dunyarzad in the end. Not a moment.
Huh? Why are you two smiling so happily? I thought you'd be so moved.
Both are fine.
All right. You two must have a lot of other questions for me, right? After all, you saved my faithful believer. As your reward, I will answer any and all questions.
At the Avidia Forest, there was this incense that made the traveler fall unconscious.
You also heard someone's voice, right?
Yeah, so you do know. We've been wanting to ask you what that...
It seems like the traveler established a connection to Irminsul. That was a message left by Greater Lord Ruka. As you two probably know, Greater Lord Rukkhadevata disappeared
A message from Greater Lord Rukkhadevata?
King Deshret? That god who died even longer ago?
Okay, so what?
I still haven't managed to... The Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's residual consciousness in Irminsul seems to be contaminated with something that has a very dangerous aura to it. Many devoted scholars go mad as soon as they connect their consciousness. I've warned the Academia about this many times, but I believe this is the...
So the tree in the vision was Irminsul? Oh, Tainari also said that Irminsul is sick. But Even if you can't figure out what that vision was all about.
The Traveler wasn't affected after coming in contact with that consciousness. I've never seen anyone like that. No, we must decipher its secrets. This puzzle has life and death at stake. It could determine Irminsul's fate. To be accurate, I'm using the Akasha as a medium to occupy...
How did you do that?
Theoretically, I can enter anyone's mind as long as the Akasha is the legacy of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. As Lesser Lord Kusanali, I've always respected my people's free will, so I've never actually occupied their consciousness. When necessary, I just borrow this bionic Snezhnayan puppet.
Hold on. Did we just learn some deep, dark secret? So Catherine is... No. What about your own body? What?
That story begins a long time ago. After at that time, I was young and weak. The sages kept me in the sanctuary of However, I do understand.
So, the sages basically put their new Archon under house arrest? How dare they?
In some ways, they aren't wrong. Greater Lord Rukkhadevata was omniscient and omnipotent. And I'm still really far away from being able to call myself the God of Wisdom.
Yeah, you gotta...
Thank you for trying to find a way to save Irminsul is my life's mission and top priority. Every once in a while, I will also take up the duties of the God of Wisdom and enlighten a lost soul here and there. Doing all that
at the Avidia Fort.
You also heard...
Yeah!
As he
a message from
King Deshret?
Okay, so...
Greater Lord Rook, many devoted scholars, but I believe that...
So the tree, but...
The Traveler was... No, this puzzle has life and death.
At the Avidia Forest.
You also heard someone's voice.
Yeah!
As he
a message?
King Deshret?
Okay, so...
Greater Lord Rook of many devoted scholars, but I believe this is...
So the tree and but...
The Traveler wasn't affected. No, this puzzle has life and death at stake. It could There's never been any big problems with the Academia's governance. I wonder what caused them to... Even though the city's residents haven't noticed anything strange, if the Traveler... I tried to do some investigating in the Akasha, but I couldn't find anything suspicious. And all the people of interest seem to purposely avoid wearing... I think they're deliberately...
Oh, that reminds Paimon. In Gandharvaville?
Regardless, I need to first investigate the sage's motives, make things right, and you mean how the...
Yeah,
It's not that no one noticed. The sages convinced everyone to believe that being unable to dream, even if the truth is that their dreams are... With their propaganda in place, the sages can maximize their use. Besides, Greater Lord Rukkhadevata must... Anyway... By now, even those who never use Akasha got it. To be honest, maintaining Dunyar's odds... Oh, and you don't need to worry too much about the sage's activities for now. The Akasha won't be able to conduct another project.
Go and get some sleep.
What a relief.
Traveler? Paimon? Why am I...
Maybe you were sleepwalking. You know you can't wake up.
I see. Huh.
We've spent quite some time in Sumeru City, but ever since we last said goodbye to Lesser Lord Kusanali, we haven't heard anything from her. Oh, we can't just keep waiting around like...